His huff gives an impression of budding trouble. The unsealed mouth resembles a deer struck by forceful fear. He holds his face in relief when he grasps that his torment was a trance in the sleep realm. His calm dwindles when the tangible nuisance of life ache for his endurance. He's been having countless awkward and concerning dreams lately, abundantly so that weird has become the norm, and the norm is an unviable notion to him. The clock on the wall flaunts 11:39. Only the indolent and unproductive wake at this time. He'd still be sleeping if not for the ruffling nightmare. He gets out of bed, his feet are met with the scattered trash on the floor, and the room emanates a firm stink that seemingly has inhabited its newfound home. He takes a generous amount of fat cakes out of a rusty-looking bowl and places them on the dirty plate he picked out from the mountain of dishes scattered around the sink. The dirty dishes have been pleading and negotiating with his conscience for weeks, and their request to be washed stays unanswered. He savagely gobbles the fatty food and washes it down with a sugary drink, a poor diet scarce of significant nutrients. "Hey KB!" A lurid roar emerges from outside. It's his social club, Destruction Boys, they call themselves. He picks some dirty clothes out of a bunch lying on the floor, puts them on and goes out. "Gentlemen, what's happening?" "Nothing, boy. You up early today, must be the end times, eh?" Getting to sleep is a struggle nowadays. I'd become a night owl. "Yeah, not by choice, I'm sure. Problems tend to turn people into those." "Ha! You crazy buffoon. You'd know. I actually woke up in a cold sweat today. Been having a series of weird dreams lately, and they seem to resemble a similar theme." "What happens in the dreams you keep having?" "You won't believe it. I'm getting chased down by what seems to be a decaying version of myself. A zombie, I believe. Red bleeding eyes, hanging flesh and damaged dark-looking lungs protruding from my flesh. Every dream and every time, he appears to be getting closer to catching me. He keeps yelling, 'It's your fault.'" "What's your fault? That he's a zombie?" "I don't know, and actually don't really care. It's just a stupid dream." "Yeah. Dreams are foolish, and so are those who think they have meaning. I once dreamt of a chicken colonizing the world, and it became the absolute ruler. Get the so-called spiritual people to decipher that dream for me." A loud laughter bursts among the group. A sense of familiarity eases the tensions, a tension they struggle to eradicate from their personal lives. "Yeah, I get that, but this particular dream is persistent. It's the reoccurrence that pokes me." "Come on, KB, don't turn spiritual on us." "Yeah, I guess. Unless you indulge yourself in this new stuff, crystal they call it. Ever heard of it?" He stretches his arm out and displays a powder looking like substance. "Bro, where the hell did you get that? Get that thing out of here. I heard it turns reality into fantasy." "Yeah, isn't that what we all want, an escape?" "I want a soother, not a falsifier. That stuff is dangerous." "What's more soothing than an escape from this shambolic world? But suit yourself, me and the gents are going to another dimension." The group simultaneously wail as the drug raids their brains. He watches them coddle in supreme ecstasy. They laugh hysterically and dance in an uncoordinated manner, reminiscent of the joyous mood observed in toddlers. The urge overwhelms him, as if he is confined in a box of seclusion, and depriving himself of comprehensible delight. He ignores the blood stains, picks up the needle and injects himself with the potent juice. His eyes slowly fade into dimness. Wake up, KB! A lurid yell wakes him. Contemplating who calls for him, he turns his head to see his worst nightmare. The figure in his recurring dream is sitting next to him, and it has finally caught up with its target. The sight of it whacks his heart, and he screams in fear as he stands. It's you again. How did you find me? What are you talking about? I'm your friend. We're inseparable. You keep chasing, you are not my friend. A friend shares a mutual desire to spend time together. This time you had went a little overboard, and this is where I come in, he says while stretching his hand to grab him. Leave me alone. He tackles the being to the floor in a fraught effort to defend himself. His heart is thumping faster by the second. He viciously chokes the being and yearns to eradicate it at once. He picks up the brick lying next to him and repeatedly bashes it in the face until it is still. The bangs on the door abruptly cut his slumber short. For once he's frustrated to have been cogently awakened from a long-awaited peaceful sleep. He's finally defeated the bogey of his reoccurring nightmare. At last, his sleep lasted for a sufficient duration of time, and he woke up feeling refreshed. As per usual, he looks at the watch and the canes suggest it's 7:45 in the morning. His annoyance surges when the banging persists. Who the hell is it? He thinks to himself. He opens the door and bares himself to multiple grimy faces, the unfriendly kind that suck the joy of any soul luckless to see them. He is perplexed as he is frightened. Officers? How can I help? Are you KB? Yes. You are under arrest for the murder of your friend, James. What? I didn't. The grasp that it wasn't a dream snappily lands. It was a hallucination. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more quirky tales.